Welcome people, it's your girl Sarah, and I'm back with another video. I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. I know y'all miss my lovely face. Yes, I'm back with you guys this week to share a message that has been on my heart. Like this message, you need to share this video with every single person that you know, because they know someone that I'm going to talk about in this video. So without further ado, let's talk. Yeah, people. So I recently came across this viral TikTok song that has been all over my feeds. Every app I go into, it's playing. It pops up on my algorithm. And that song is called "A Real Man" by Dax. I don't think I've ever heard of him before, this song, and I started like delving into his discography, and two songs stuck out to me the most. It's "Real Man" and "To Be a Man." And boy, when I tell you, the tears were tearing, the eyes were welling, because why did he have to delve into the struggles of manhood through song, tugging on my heartstrings through song? Like, seriously, Dax, you did a good job, because your girl was sobbing, boo-hooing, because I'm an empathetic person and I'm a visual learner. So watching the visuals for those two songs did something to me. It woke me up. It made me remember that there was once a time where I regarded the good men in my life, to a higher standard. I held them to a higher regard. I don't know what blurred the lines between back then and now, but it made me reassess some things, okay? It boy, if you never watch the video, you need to go watch it. Both of them, "Real Man" and "To Be a Man." Because why man go through so much? Like, me and one female, I understand the struggles of womanhood, I understand the struggles of females go through. But I feel like the world on a whole, society on a whole, cultures on a whole, don't really give man the space to express themselves, don't really give men the credit that them deserve. For example, some mothers are trash, but yet still it's the biggest holiday. And I would really love to see the fathers on Father's Day who are celebrated, that one time that for the year, be celebrated more. If you have good men in your life, if you have, good fathers, good role models, father figures, role models in your life, treat them to something just like you would your mother or your aunt or your grandma. Men don't get that recognition, that acknowledgement. And when I see it pierced my heart. Even before watching these videos, this past Father's Day, I gave my dad and my uncle a gift, because they're both positive role models as men in my life. And I made a big deal out of Father's Day for them, because boy oh boy, people overlook fathers, people overlook men. And I just want to give a shout out to all the fathers that are in my family, all the men in my family. I see you, I acknowledge your efforts, and I appreciate you, and I love you. If you have a man in your life that you want to pour your heart out to, but you don't really have the right words to say, or you just want to let them know that you see them, they're not alone, you see what they go through, send them this video. Send them this video. And if someone sent you this video, they want you to know that they see you as a man in this world. They see your efforts. You are enough. Even though society makes you feel like you're not enough, you're never doing enough. With men, I feel like it's a lose-lose situation, because men are supposed to provide and protect, is what we always hear. But if a man is providing all the time, they miss out on core memories with the family. They miss out on dates planned. They miss out on vacations with the family. They miss out on so much stuff. A lot of men are working so hard to make ends meet that they miss out on a lot. They're working so hard for the family, they miss out on a lot. And then, on the other hand, you have the men who try to spend as much time and bond with the family as much as possible, and they're sometimes looked over as deadbeat or, not a good provider. So I feel like for men, it's a lose-lose situation. Men, if you have tried the best with what you have, meaning some of you come from broken backgrounds, and you have tried your best to fight and push to not repeat the cycle, to be better than your father was or your upbringing was, I applaud you. You deserve an applause. Because there are some men who are out here trying. You hear me? They're out here trying and they're not being acknowledged. The least little thing a woman does, she gets applauded. She's expected to get applauded for it. She's expected to get complimented. But when's the last time you complimented your husband or your boyfriend or your fiance or your brother or your father, your cousin, your nephew, your grandson? When is the last time that you complimented your sons? When is the last time you looked at the men in your life and you just really expressed yourself and your love and your appreciation for them? Men have feelings too. When I was younger, I didn't think men had feelings. And then as I got older and I started to, acquire guy friends and listen, because I wanted to be in the mix so I could learn. I started to hear their perspectives and I realized they're not walking around like robots with no emotions. They're just conditioned to hide it really well. They have feelings. They're just labeled weak if they express themselves. There's a lot of people out here who, if their man was to break down and cry over something that's bothering him, like something really painful is going on and he comes to you, you would not receive him well. You would look at him some type of way. Be honest. Seeing that men have feelings, like the first time I saw my dad shed some tears, or seeing a guy friend cry, or a man pour out his emotions expressing how hurt he feels, makes me stop and really analyze my thought process and how I'm receiving their emotions. I always want to create a safe space for the men in my life to express themselves. I never want them to feel, because let me tell you something. There are a lot of guys that have told me verbatim that I'm not going to open up myself to any female because I did it once and it didn't go well, so I'll never do it again. I've heard that so many times. I went and I tried to confide in X, Y, and Z, and she basically clowned me, so I'm never doing that again. Or I tried to express myself this one time and she shut me down, so I'm never doing that again. I tried to tell her how I feel, but she wouldn't listen, so it doesn't make sense. I do it again. Ladies, 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 ladies. Everything is not always about us. Everything is not always about us. There are some good men out there. There are some good men working hard to help the family. They're good husbands, they're good sons, they're good brothers, they're good fathers. They're doing their part, but I feel like they get overlooked. Their efforts get overlooked. And let this video be a PSA to you all to appreciate the men in your life, because they work hard and they deal with a lot. What I got from the 2 music videos was that these men are out here battling depression, battling anxiety, battling so much, but they have to hide it. They have to safeguard their emotions because the world is cruel. The world does not receive them well. There is barely any safe space for them. Us as women, we can have a breakdown and cry at work and it would not affect how people saw us. They would just sympathize with us. But a man can't do the same. A lot of you men also have friend groups who would clown you if you even shed a tear over something. So I would encourage you to start having conversations in your friend group as guys, because I've been in guy friend groups and I realized that there are guys who will have rules, unspoken rules, that emotions are off limits. Like, we don't talk about feelings, we don't talk about emotions. They just deal with it on their own. And there are cultures where people are raised, especially in the Black community, there's a lot of cultural, impact when it comes to this as well. Boys don't cry, man up, be tough, all these phrases, wipe your face, you're not a girl. Why are you behaving like a girl? Just because a boy is crying. I never understood that. Because if the boy gets hurt and he's told to not cry, then he's going to find other outlets to express himself, which are not good. So encourage your boys to express themselves. Encourage them to feel their feelings. And provide positive outlets for them. And as for your fathers, the husbands, the uncles, the granddads, reach out to them. Give them a hug. Go visit them. Send them a text. Call them. A lot of times they're dealing with stuff on their own and there's nobody to lean on but God. It would be nice to know that someone sees them or even acknowledges them. So that is my PSA for today. This has really been on my heart, and I really, really am thinking about the contributions and the effect of having positive male role models in my life. And I really appreciate my dad and my uncle and the ministers at church, and just all the good fathers and good husbands that I'm surrounded with and that I see in my community. I just really appreciate, their efforts, their hard work, their strength, their diligence, their integrity. I really appreciate them for being them. And I just want to say that I know that the world beats you guys down, but there are people out here who see you. There are women out here who see you. And we love you and we appreciate you and we need you. Despite what social media says, despite what society says, we need men. We appreciate you. A lot of times, we don't even realize we need men until we gotta go to the mechanic. And then we think, oh wow, this interaction would be better if I had a man with me, or if my husband would go, or if I would take my brother or my father. Until we need a man, we don't realize we need a man. Because yes, us as women, we can be independent and do things on our own, but there are certain things that men just make easier. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Men make certain things easier. No matter how annoying they can be, no matter how, stressful they can make life sometimes, we still need them and we still need to show them that we appreciate them and they are, they serve purpose in our lives. They're important to us. So with that being said, I appreciate you men. I acknowledge your efforts, even the little things. Sometimes I wish I had somebody to open a jar. Let's talk about it. I don't have a man in the house right now. So it's just simple things, that make life easier with men around. And I really, really appreciate them. And I empathize and sympathize with the struggles that you go through in society and not being able to express yourself. That must suck, major. Because I'm always shooting off at the mouth about my feelings. So I'm just imagining a world where I couldn't do that, where I wouldn't be free to do that, where I would have to always hide what I'm feeling. Oh, child. So my agenda is to make the men in my life feel like they have a safe space with me when it comes to expressing their emotions and their hurts and their pain. I've been doing a really good job at that, by the way. Pat on my shoulder. But yeah, I would encourage you guys to do the same. If you're a guy, if you're a female, it doesn't matter. Be, that person that other people can come to. Be the safe space. Because we don't have a lot of that in the world today. There's not many safe spaces where people can just be real and express their emotions. So, uplift somebody today, encourage somebody today, and just tell them that you see them and you acknowledge what they're going through. And you love them. And if you don't want to see all that, just send them this video. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye!